I hope traders and investors alike were green today. Another awesome week, awesome day. So far, it's been an awesome week in the markets. We are seeing some bearish signals though. This is our put to call ratio and has not updated for today. So, but give you a look. We've been hanging out in the neutral zone. So we've got some stuff going on with Google, Uber. They had great earnings. Like that's the best earnings I have ever seen. I think it's the best earnings they've ever put down. But definitely the best earnings I've ever seen. The CEO is still saying that no signs of layoff, no signs of business slowing. So, that's great. Kind of sounds like the airlines. They're steady saying everything's great. Their earnings haven't been representing things are great, but Uber's did. And we got Google news, been some Microsoft news, and we'll just talk about stuff as we go through the charts. We do have a bearish pattern that is signaling we would expect downside. It's signaling some more downside, and we'll talk more about that, how to trade that when we get to the SPY chart. I imagine I'll talk about it before we get there when we start looking at other charts, but let's just look at the charts. So this is Ethereum. Ethereum, nice little flag here, still respecting the 9. We could see a push up here. Ethereum is looking better than Bitcoin right now. So this is our oscillators. This is for the NASDAQ, and we were at a negative 43 neutral. Here at the New York Stock Exchange, we're at a negative 67. So we have plenty of room to move in both directions. This is the SPX. We have pullback. We had a nice candle that pulled back today. That brought us back to this little doji here. Still going to keep an eye on that. Obviously, that candle does not close until the end of the day, Friday. And this is the SPX. This is our breadth chart. And we've been watching some divergences here. So you can see the histogram here is pulling back again. Not so worried about that as I am here. So you can see we have a divergence here, and we're expecting a pullback. We have a strong market, so we're expecting a different type of pullback. Here we were pulling back into weakness, so we're going to be looking to pull back into strength here. So it's a little different market right now, but we are still above the 9, but we have a pretty strong bearish Harami candle here, and we're going to talk more about how to trade that when we get to the SPY chart. Now, the divergence you can see right here. So this is this point right here. We were pushing up, and we're pulling back here again, obviously. So we pull back there on the flag, but from this point to this point is still higher. Now from this point to this point is lower, and then even today's candle is still higher, and today's candle put in the lowest point yet. So we are still seeing this bearish divergence, and we definitely need to keep our eye out for the market. And I am expecting a pullback, and we could see it now. You can see the change here. Nice uptrend pullback for a flag, tried to pop, couldn't pop, breaking down. And like I say, we're going to talk about exactly how to trade that candle here in a few minutes. So the VIX, nice push up today. Trying to push, nothing big, nothing to brag about. So this is a crude chart. I posted this chart in Discord last night. This was the perfect candle. Yesterday's candle was the perfect candle and got follow through today. Nice gap up. Just pulled back just a little bit. You can see a little bit of wick down there, and then just shot forward right into the 50. Just a perfect move there. It even took the 50 out, but closed under the 50. Today's candle gapped up. It does look like that it pulled back at some point. We had a crude report come out today, and then this just ripped into the daily 20 there. So a nice move up on crude. Apple, a bullish Harami here as well. This one is not quite as strong, so you can see the bulls were able to pull this one back up a little bit. Didn't cut quite as deep. But, once again, you got Harami, another candle Harami. You're seeing a trend change here. We're seeing things change. Seeing a little bit of money come out of it. Seeing the MACD possibly starting to change character right there. So we are seeing a change in these charts. You can see Apple pull back today on the intraday chart. Gold. So we had those two big down days. We're flagging up into the 9, putting in a bear flag right now, waiting for that 9 and 20 to roll over, see if we can move lower. That MACD is bearish. Advanced decline lines. We lost our 9 today, so we broke below the 9. For the first time in a while, the market's been strong as whole move up. That's why I say could easily pull back to this 20 area. You can see here this is what this tells us is the highs versus the lows in the markets. How many charts is putting in new highs, and you can see we're clearly here on the bullish side. That's another great sign. AMC pulled back today, got the signal yesterday. You got this big bearish engulfing candle, opened up and pulled back right into. So we did pull back clean to the 20. The bulls were able to recover some of it, but still closed below the 9 there. And you can see AMC intraday chart pulling back there. AMD fairly flat. Had a nice push up at open. You can see AMD big pop here and pulling back, kind of shoulder, head, shoulders. It's nothing textbook. Just worth keeping an eye on. We lost a 9, testing the 20 today. So we're seeing some weakness there. That chart's falling apart. ARK, we're still holding this 9. Nice flag. Still a chance of pushing up. You can see the MACD's changing character. See, it was a low volume move down there today. Abby has pulled back. We have broke below this previous support, which now becomes resistance. I'm looking for a break below the lowest candle body down here. If we get below that, if the candle can open up below that, then like say if Abby gaps down in the morning, we could see a nice move down. Abby does have earnings coming up. That could be tomorrow. AMD. Flagging here, trying to push up out of this flag, but seeing some weakness. As long as we remain above that 9, I don't bet against the 9. AMD weekly, pull back, still holding this weekly 50. Affirm down day today. Big move down in pre-market. Affirm had earnings. Amazon, fairly flat day to day. It just didn't have any power to the upside, and you can see the weekly candle actually bearish, pulling back. It looks like the bulls brought it up off the 20 a little bit, but right now Amazon is the weaker name in the tech sector. American Express, just huge strong move there since that gap up on earnings. Very nice strong move there. Apple weekly holding the 50 there as well. Boeing just won't quit. You can see the money flowing out of it. Then money started coming back into it. It's leveling off now. MACD looks like it wants to pinch and roll over, but price is hanging in. I'm just not here to short this. I'm not going to be the first one in this trade to short Boeing. Boeing has just been way too strong, and you can actually see. You can see right here in the Bollinger Band. See how tight they're getting here. This looks like to me. It doesn't look like we're getting ready for a move. I'm not seeing them swell up. I'm seeing them tighten up like that. This looks like we're just planning on trading sideways for a while. So. It's just seeing a sign of weakness here, struggling. I will not be the first one to short Boeing. It's been too strong for too long. You can see Baba here, bear flagging up into that 9. Look for a move down there. That's been having a lot of news on it. BRCC, nice push up here, pulling back, flagging into the 9 there. See if we can get a move up. You can see the bear signal today. You could have went short there off that signal. Bitcoin just holding flat. That's the Bitcoin weekly. The daily, so you can see the difference here. Bitcoin is below the 9 and 20 down here, where Ethereum has been able to hold above it. You can see Boeing really flat here today, just no range on it. BNY started this expansion, contraction, expansion. We thought it was getting ready to trend. Now it's pulling back. It could be flagging back into the 9. It's worth keeping an eye on. I think there's better names to trade right now. AI, this has still been a crazy mover on a daily basis. Chewy, pretty flat there today. CVX, you can see the down candle. You can see this candle line trying to hold in right here. I'd be more bearish down here below these candles for a move down. Remember, I'm an options trader, so I just don't need as big of a move as a share trader needs to make money. Obviously, we all know that. But I trade options, and I know if I'm trading options, I got to have room to make money, and easily. I want fast moves full of price acceleration. That's just how I like to make my money. So I want room. I need room to see room to move so I can make money. It's really simple. Options, you make a lot more money on buying stocks with momentum. CVX got this nice downtrend here. Charge point. breaking down today. We heard some news on Charge Point today, but I can't remember what it was. But we did open up or close below this 9 today. You can see we pushed up to that 2, almost to that 200 at one point, and the bears took the candle back. And there's Chewy breaking down below the 9 as well. Seeing a lot of weakness here. So coin's bearing down on this 9 pretty hard. Still holding above the 9, but see your MACD's changing character. It's all the same stuff we talk about daily, that we're seeing these changes here. The 9 still vertical. That still looks good, but we are seeing some changes in the MACD, seeing some changes in the price action. Does that mean that we, are going to break below that 9 and pull back? There's a good chance into it, but it doesn't mean, just to open up puts. I won't bet against that 9. As long as we're above that 9, there's still a chance that we can move up. Now, short-term trading is a whole different story, trading the intraday chart. So when you hear me say I wouldn't open up puts by just looking at that daily chart, but trading these intraday charts is a whole different story. So XLP, we talked about the weakness here, and it's still in a downtrend, still a series of lower highs there. DraftKings has been strong. Broke out this little flag, has been ripping ever since. Right on the edge of that Bollinger Band. You can see Lily trading in this head and shoulders pattern. This is upward sloping head and shoulders, and we know in the Discord, we know how head and shoulders, matter of fact, we did a video on it, we know how they trade, and that's just exactly what we're seeing here. They flag. It's built out of a series of flags. A lot of times you can see them a lot more clearly. And then they trade with a series of flags. They can be really rough traders. The way I trade, they work out perfect, because I'm just trying to trade each one of them individual moves. But somebody trying to sit through them when they keep pushing up, like we had a good one today in the trading room. Well, that one push come up all the way up to the shoulders before it broke back down. But knowing how a head and shoulders trades, we know exactly how to trade it and take advantage of it. XLE, so XLE is in between the 9 and the 50 there on the daily. And First Solar. So First Solar had this little flag here, a little pennant, symmetrical triangle. Then we had this evening star with this strong right candle. And so we thought we would see some down move. Right now we're consolidating in this pattern, 9 and 20s rolling over. We could have I'm pretty sure we have a big move here coming because of this consolidation. We just don't know which way it's going to go, or how long it may trade sideways and consolidate like that. So FCX broke out of this diamond, come back. Here's your 9 coming down, your 20s rolling over, your MACD's bearish. Push back up, rejected at the 9. See if we can get a move down tomorrow. This is where your conservative traders look to enter. A lot of people think just because you break out, a lot of people want to enter before you break out the pattern. You don't trade patterns before you break out of them. You wait for the breakout. Now, there may be a room to trade it inside or something like that, but you got to wait. Please don't buy patterns premature of the breakout. Conservative traders wait for the breakout and wait for the retest. In this case, you would be retesting the 9. The 9's right in line with that angle there. So now we're looking for a move down. I like it better below these candles, below all this, and for a move freely. But it can be traded up there. You just have to be ready as you're coming into the next candle low. Just be ready to take profits just in case you find support there. That previous candle found support there, so the next candle can find support there. Google. So Google just had an event today. They're trying to keep up with Microsoft, and there's a ton of drama behind it. But apparently their robot or their it answered the wrong question. There was a lot of stuff going on there. So I was expecting to get some movement off this event, and we got it all right to the downside. Look at that volume coming in there. Now, I don't know, in between this 9 and 20, that's a tough place to be. So I don't know if there's much left to do there until it breaks out of that area. And you can see IWM intraday, nice pullback today. A push it open, that was it. That push lasted about 10-15 minutes and pullback. Qs. So once again, there's your bearish Harami. And we'll talk more about that pattern when we get to the SPY chart. Rolling over here, you can see the big rollover come down here very close to a double bottom down here today. As a matter of fact, I could draw the box and get a textbook double bottom out of that. But we never pushed up. So it's not a double bottom until the next line's taken out, by the way. It's just a pile of candles. The QQQ pushing up. this week's candle has pulled back. Last week's candle pushed up. I need to slow down here. So we're back inside the Bollinger Bands. We broke out of the Bollinger Bands. We're back inside the Bollinger Bands here. But this candle was strong, and you can see that we have pulled back. Still green, but it's not, not looking very healthy down there. JP Morgan. So you have a bearish Harami star there. LVS broke below the 9s. Another one's a very strong name. I think there's other names out here that's easier to short right now. Moderna, like this one, we got this upward sloping head and shoulders pattern. We broke out of it, moving down lower. A nice move down there. Moderna, we've made calls on that for the last several months. I don't know, 6, 7 months. We've been able to make very good calls on that chart. And you can see the intraday chart here, big move down, and head and shoulders is what we're expecting. MU rolled over as well today. Macy's, big down candle here, had this nice flag back in, and you can start to see it breaking apart, and big down candle there today. They're taking some profits off that one. Might have been, I don't know, if they did earnings, I missed it. Mara holding in very well, considering it's getting all this pressure, breaking down. One to watch, bearish below. Let's see, I'd probably be bearish below right here. If we can break below this candle line, I would look for a move down. Look for support at that candle right there. Where that candle opened up at, I want my price action to be below that level. Merck is trying to recover here, and we've just been seeing some weakness in tech and some of these other names, and we can see that. So money's rotating back into safety names. Meta still holding this gap up here. Very huge move on earnings, holding that very well, waiting for that 9 to catch up. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. We're seeing the MACD change character there. We're losing relative strength. Still strong, but we're losing the relative strength. Meta, big move down today. You can see the gap down here. MU, ugly candle today, looking for a move down below that 20, bearish. Fresh MACD crossing too. So this is breaking down, and your MACD's just now crossing. It's not drug out way down here and finally breaking down. See, that's definitely one to keep an eye on there. Microsoft, we had this huge move up on all this AI news, and it gave it all back today. It was that ripped higher. You can see Microsoft here also, intraday. You can see this little head and shoulders pattern on the intraday. Microsoft on the weekly, we are still above this downtrend and the weekly 50. So in the video, we talked about how strong this chart has been. We called this thing back here. We said it looked better back here. We said it looked good over here. We did end up pulling back. We got to move up out of that pattern there. We did get a move up out of it, but then we pulled back. And when we broke out of this base, we broke out of it with some strength. Right here, flag back in, started to push, flag in, push. It's been very strong. Seeing a little weakness up here. It has the right to pull back to that 9. It's been putting in the work. The video weekly, you can see how big the move has been right there. NASDAQ, once again, you can see the bearish Harami, and that's a large bearish Harami. Big baby there. Netflix, they changed they're working on their prescriptions because they have a whole lot of, obviously, people sharing. So like when you're sharing within a family, and then just a lot of, they're trying to cut back on some of the, we all know there's a lot of sharing out here that shouldn't be sharing, and unfortunately there's going to be affecting the people who, are sharing and are not doing anything wrong. Either way, that could cause the price to go up. We did see heavy 400 call flow coming in on this. I'll double check that expiration. But nice push up, bullish above. I like it better above this high right here, that previous high. Palantir flagging into the 9 this time. We lost a 200 there. Seeing a lot of wicks. This is a great move on Peloton, but it's been choppy coming back to that 9. There's been a lot of battles in those candles. Some tight price action. There's a big move coming here. There's a huge move coming in this stock. We don't know if it's going to be up or down yet. That's one we want to keep an eye on, guys. All right, plug breaking down below the 9 and 20 there. So, I mean, we're just seeing a lot of weakness here. The Qs, I did put the fib levels on this chart. You can see we're right at the 38.2 and backing away from it. We are still holding our weekly 9 here. So we're still above that, but we are giving some of that candle back. That MACD looks like it's coming in for a nice cross. So Riot, you know, this one once again, you can see it falling apart there. Roblox, once again, you can see it falling apart. Roku fell apart. I mean, at one time that was trying to push today. SPX, there's your bearish Harami again, breaking out of your inverted head and shoulders. The diamond, we pushed right up to this trend line, unable to take it out, still trading in that symmetrical triangle. The SPY weekly, so we have pushed up, tried to push into this resistance. We have pulled back, still below that resistance. Also resistance at the top of that candle, which is pretty much where the previous level of resistance is marked off is. You can see the downtrend there, how well we pushed up above that downtrend. We're going to take this chart off for a while. This is SPX. This is the monthly chart. Once again, the 20 is resistance. So your monthly 20 is still a resistance level. If we do try to push back up, we have to watch that level. Now, here we go. This is the SPY. Let's talk about this bearish Harami. Nice push up, flag back in. Nice candle yesterday. You would expect follow through off that candle from yesterday. It did not happen. We closed, you can see right here, we closed right into a previous level of resistance. And we could not, we pushed over it, but we didn't close over it. And today, you know, we gapped down and pre-market, and you can see we pulled back lower. We were watching this daily 9 all day, so we're still above this daily 9 as of right now. Now we can push off this 9, but the bearish Harami is a bearish pattern. This is a pretty strong bearish Harami because it's a good sized candle. It's not a, you know, like a, I'm not saying the star is not a decent pattern, but definitely stronger than a star. Now since this candle moved below the halfway mark of the previous candle, the textbook says we were looking to enter below. If we gap down, or if we open up, say we open up here, say we gap up and we pull back, we take that candle line out. That's when the textbook says we're supposed to enter. You guys know I judge candles daily, and there's you know, it depends on how the market's acting at the time of where that I would take an entry on this, say if we were looking at a 1 minute chart. But that's how the textbook says to trade this. You can see the MACD kind of cooling off there as well, leveling off. You can see the big move down, a vicious move back up, another move down. I thought today was a great day. You can see right here, like when we did push right into your 15-minute 20, you know, your levels on your higher time frames, the levels all lined up on that move down today. We pretty sure we were coming down. The SPY, we have all three trends are bullish on the trend chart. You can see square breaking down below the 9. Just another chart looked really good, was pushing up. Here's shop, another chart looking really good that was pushing up. Seeing a character change in the MACD. RSI is cooling off. I don't follow the RSI so much so, like I don't trade with the RSI. So when if somebody was to say the RSI, let's just say we were trading in the room, and somebody says the RSI is at 61 or whatever, so I'm thinking 61 and rising, 61 and lowering, you know, so without looking at it, it's hard to just see a number. So like if you call out a number, call it out, because it can be very helpful to other traders. But just let us know that, say it's 40 and rising or 40 and dropping, just to give us an idea of what's going on. I'm a price action trader. I trade mostly candles. I do trade with the MACD, but I don't use the RSI while I trade. I trade candles and price action chart or patterns. You can see TLT. This is TLT weekly, and you can see that resistance level there is holding. Just seeing some weakness in bonds as well. Tesla pushed up to this level, pull back, pushed up to this level, pull back. You could see the lows, we were still pushing higher right into this level, but you could see the bulls getting stronger, the bears getting weaker. The bulls were able to keep it from pulling back so far, but the bears held that level. XLK, This is more of a not an evening star. This is more of a dark cloud cover because it opened up above and pulled back above the previous candle. And you can see Tesla weekly, small, not even really a spinning top. Tesla daily, we did push up decently today. Just couldn't take that level out. Ups flag here, but you're seeing some weakness in the MACD. Once again, another chart that was trying to push. Changing, I would not be surprised to see a retest of that trend line on that one. A GDX, this one's breaking down, holding this 50 to weakness in gold. We have this gap above us, trading on a little island right now, holding that 50. XLF still holding in strong. Not the best candle today. ExxonMobil, we're still holding in. You know, this wants to break down. Chart still holding in very well. TLT, you can see, you know, we've had a few down days here. We're back down to the daily 50. IWM weekly, trading on a bearish Harami there on the weekly chart. IWM daily, lost to 9 today, flagged in, lost to 9. So another weak sign right there of things getting weaker in the market. Well, that concludes our video for today. Guys, please remember, discipline is the key to your success in trading. This is what it's all about. There's no big crystal ball. There's no magical indicator. That there's nothing that's 100% perfect. But your discipline, if you can wait for the proper setups, you can make money in the market. There's a lot of different ways to make money in the market, but it all requires discipline. You know, it's all a little bit of self-control and discipline, and you'll make one of the best traders in the world. Have a great day. See you in the trading room.